We are now.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Titan City Chronicles, Made of Clay. My name is Alexander Thomas, and as always, I will be your humble game master. Thank you to everyone for tuning in with us tonight. We have got a very exciting show planned for you all. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Tonight's game takes place within the Titan City universe. Titan City, for those of you who don't know, is the setting of my novel series. The first book in that series, The Magician's Sin, is available anywhere books are sold. And thanks to my publisher, Kynite Publishing, we will be giving away a free ebook copy tonight to one lucky winner. Stick around until the break for your chance to win. Titan City is a film noir meets urban fantasy meets golden age superhero setting where costume crime fighters are just as likely to tangle with colorful supervillains as they are monsters from folklore and mythology. We will be playing Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition, the world's greatest superhero role-playing game developed by the fine folks over at Green Ronin Publishing. For anyone looking to play their own superhero games, it is the final week to sign up and support a great cause. From now until next Monday, July 6th, the Mutants and Masterminds Basic Heroes Handbook is on sale for $20 in print and $15 in PDF. $10 of each sale will go to Black Lives Matter, Seattle, King County. Superheroes fight for justice and stand against oppression wherever it's found. I hope you will join us in Green Ronin in making the world a better place for everyone. Black Lives Matter to this group, and we don't want to live in a world without liberty and justice for all. Speaking of Green Ronin, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Mutants and Masterminds Monday for having me on as a special guest for yesterday's episode. I had a great time chatting with Troy, Crystal, and Steve about M&M, this show, game mastering in general, and how every GM is a map fiend. Please head over to the Green Ronin Facebook page and give it a watch if you haven't yet. We've got a wonderful group of heroes assembled here today. Say hi, heroes.
Hi, heroes.
Hi, heroes.
I didn't do it this time.
Kevin's innocent this time. If you'd like to learn more about them, please visit our social media for a brief bio on each of them. Needless to say, they are all amazing, even as they are bringing about the utter destruction of my villains. Finally, we have a super special reveal slotted for the end of tonight's episode, so please make sure to stick around for that. So, last week, our heroes continued their search for the missing monsters, focusing on the leads they'd uncovered related to the vampire Serena. First, they took the broken sword they found to the Blackburn house, asking the Amazons if they knew anything about it. Karawasi and the door guard Hef had a nice moment bonding over technology. The group met the warden of the Titan City Amazons, Melora, who said a blade of that quality was reserved only for the highest of Amazonian society, and that none of her Amazons were missing. After this, the group split up for the evening to rest, with Karawasi returning to Jupiter Enterprises to run a chemical test on the white powder they uncovered at the DMA. Karawasi learned that this was in fact the monster-controlling substance the Russians were found using a few weeks back. After this test, a Jupiter Enterprises security team came down to transfer Ferguson's research to Sublevel 6, another secret lab that neither Karawasi or Ferguson have access to. The following morning, our crew met up and headed to the missing vampire's house to find a number of clues. Someone had broken the lock on her bedroom window. There was a threatening letter from Eleanor Dubois, threats from a lover from Serena's pre-vampire day, and a receipt linking Serena to the missing Minotaur and Yao Guai. The heroes also had some shenanigans with Serena's poor cat, Orpheus, before fooling the DMA agent Lyle Owens. After this, they headed down to Little Moscow to explore the Russian connection to all this. They tracked Ivan Solnich, a longtime adversary of both Liam and Champion, to the Petrov's fish packing plant, and to a large battle against Dimitri's revolutionary army. We joined them, our heroes, in the aftermath of this dust-up, with both Ivan and Commissar Nashka as their prisoners. So, you guys are standing in the middle of the Petrov's fish packing plant. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Champion is exhausted because I extra efforted twice last time. But at the same time, he's also really stoked because somebody tapped out. So he's kind of pacing around like a lion at the zoo at feeding time. He's having a hard time focusing on the interrogation, but he's just kind of got that triumphant gleam in his eye and a sort of condescending sneer, maybe making comments at Ivan. But so he's just kind of nervous energy right now.
Every time you lob an insult against Ivan, Sasha, the monkey on his shoulder, just kind of like hackles at you and shrieks.
I probably would take the
the commissar over to where they're going to be doing the interrogation. I'm kind of dropping her off to Liam and Champion. And then I might take a look around the room and see how much of the drug is still here.
I'm gonna stand over Ivan and look him in the eyes and stretch my hands out and crack my knuckles and oh boy, oh, I've been looking forward to this one for a long time.
I bet you have. Tell me, Andrew, when did you start working with the Irish mob?
We're asking
Do they
the
not have a
questions
lot
here.
of they not have a lot of career opportunities for failed Olympians in the city?
Well, right after Sideshow Freaks, there's plenty of opportunities here. You just answer the questions. Don't worry about asking them.
And he ain't on the losing side now, is he, boyo?
He's got a point.
No, I figured, what would your mom and dad say if they knew you were running around with a criminal?
Yeah, he gets a punch to the head for that. You shut your mouth.
You know, usually I'd say not to rough up the hostages, but then I just punch him in the head too. Oh
It's
boy,
rough down
that
here.
feels good.
You two
Minerva,
focus.
Minerva, to answer your question, there were two Russian soldiers moving a big crate of the white powder. It looks like there are individual bags. You would guess there's probably like 300 or 400 kilograms of this white powder in this crate.
Okay.
Individually bagged.
Does that seem to be all of what's in here?
At least all that's in the fish bagging plant.
Okay. So then I will turn to Silverbolt and say, I think this is all of the drug that they had.
Yeah, probably.
Is it, Ivan? Is this all the drug? Answer the nice lady's question while you still got some teeth.
All the drug that we have here. Dimitri has more.
Where?
That's what Dimitri. You'd have to ask him.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to that.
And what were you planning to do with the drug? Huh?
You mean you came down here and you busted up my operation and you had no idea what we were getting up to?
Look, when I hear that the Ruskies are putting on a gathering and there's a warehouse involved.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try us.
We were going to save the city.
Yeah, right.
From what?
From vampires. You see, Eleanor Dubois, she was planning a blood run tonight. Do you know what that is?
Do I know what that is?
Oh, an expertise monster check.
Oh
It's
boy.
like a panty raid on people's necks.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And that is a 18.
Awesome. With an 18, you know that in the old country, before vampires were, outed to the public a few decades ago, a blood run is when a vampire and her thin bloods, or his thin bloods, would venture out into human society and kill as many people or convert as many people as they could in one night.
And how'd you come across this information?
Oh, the Serena's little boyfriend. He told us about it.
And the kiddo works for you?
No, yet. We captured him. Turns out Serena got out of wherever she was being kept. It was our job to catch her, so The boss came down and told us to catch her again, and we found him snooping around in her plants. We took him in and asked him a couple questions.
Where is he now?
He's in the freezer.
I'm gonna stalk over there.
I mean, at least the freezer is thick, so.
Yeah, Minerva, you stalk over. There's a big freezer where they keep a bunch of fish before they remove all the offal and can them up. So you open it up, and sure enough, there is a scrawny little blonde kid in this freezer, covered in fish guts.
Does he look okay? Is he beaten up at all?
He is a little beaten up, and he looks like he might be going into hyperthermia.
All right. Does he
He
look?
kind of looks up at you like, ah!
There's no need for that. Here, get out of this freezer and fish. Come
You don't
on.
have an accent.
Well, no. Why would I?
Does that mean you're not Russian?
Do I look Russian?
I don't know what Russians look like.
My God, he's
We
blind.
live in
too.
Little Moscow.
They're the ugly ones.
They look like people.
Come on. Are you Clay?
Yeah, Clay Massey.
I heard you know Serena.
He kind of looks at you. Yeah, I know Serena. How do you know Serena?
I'm Minerva. We're friends.
Oh, I didn't know she had any friends.
Right. Ivan says you.
Are you looking for her?
Yes. Yes, I am. Do you know where she is?
Yeah. Well, I got a message from her. I know where she was. I don't know if she's still there. It was through our
Okay. Calm down.
she was
Deep breath.
she's at Fort Liberty.
What's she doing at Fort Liberty?
I don't know, but she seemed like she was in trouble in the message.
Anything else?
Just that she was in danger. I was going to come find her when these guys grabbed me. They came in through the bedroom window and they put a bag on my head and they chucked me in that freezer.
All right. Well, you're not in the freezer anymore, so calm down, take a breath, try to warm up. If you remember anything else, let me know. We're gonna finish talking to Ivan, and then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do next. But you said Serena's at Fort Liberty. That's more information than we've had to go on for a while.
Lean over to Champion. I think I found who's been feeding the cat.
Yeah?
I figured it out.
Yeah? Who is it?
I think it was the kid.
I thought we already knew that. What are you looking at? I'll make sure Ivan's staying in his place.
Well, I appreciate the good character banter as much as anybody.
Ivan, was something going on at Fort Liberty tonight?
Not as far as I know. The blood run was supposed to start from her cemetery in Covenswell. And I will offer up this piece of information unprompted because I am agreeable, correct? I hope this...
You don't want to get tossed over the rail of this catwalk. That's what you are.
Well, that's probably true. Once we had the vampires, we were instructed to bring them to Miracle Mile for processing by the employer.
What?
The employer?
Yeah.
And, I don't suppose you know who that is, do you?
Dimitri works with her most of the time. I don't know anything about her. This was going to be my big surprise for Dmitri to get me back in good after losing the Bukovics a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a pretty big fuck up now.
Yeah, dude, you went through this like monster enhancement bit. You just still suck at everything.
If you didn't have your friends here with you, it'd be a different story.
You had a whole army, Ivan.
She's got a point.
Something tells me that the four of you are worth more than any army.
He's finally got a point.
I'm touched.
Not you, Irish dog.
Eh,
I don't know how you trick these people into working with you, but
I like to think it was my winning smile.
he just spits on the floor. Big blood loogie.
Oof. So then, come here, guys. We need to talk. We need to figure out what the heck we're gonna do. We need to know what the heck. What are we gonna do with Ivan? What are we gonna do with the drugs? And what are we gonna do with the information we just got?
Is there a reason we can't give the drugs to the police along with Ivan?
I don't want them getting in the hands of the DMA.
No, absolutely
Let
not.
Mr. Child of Adam have drugs.
I guess
that
setting
affect
fire to it would
monsters?
be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it would be.
Wait, that's setting fire to it would be bad?
Oh, I don't know. Silverbolt?
Now, I don't want to sound pretentious, but we're passing up.
But you're
on a
gonna
really,
talk anyway, so
we're passing up on a really good opportunity here. We had trouble
Uh,
taking down 2 vampires last time in a manageable amount of time. And I've worked with this drug. I know how it works. We take enough of it for our own uses. We have an emergency situation where we can control a population of vampires. We can stop the blood run.
Wait, you said control.
Control.
it's a controlling drug?
Yeah. And the only person here who would be concerned would be Minerva, and we can just get you a gas mask or something, Minerva.
Gee, thanks for just spreading that around.
Why would she be the only one concerned?
I mean, that's besides the point now if you can't put that together. So we can control the monsters and the vampires. We can hold them down and we can pick everything and clean up easy. We don't necessarily have to get rid of it. My company surely has enough of it already. But
Wait,
destroying it's going to be a waste.
You gave it to Jupiter Enterprises?
I did my job.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's all kind of secret revelations going on here.
I've been handing out business cards all night.
Business cards are different than
samples. I thought you were like a vacuum cleaner salesman or something. Sending this mind control drug to your company? What exactly does your company make?
Anything, everything. They're coming out with these wireless telephones here in a couple of years.
Get out of here. That's
not true.
The stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, we're working on it. The last battery pack exploded on somebody, but that's besides the point. But a couple gas canisters, we ambush the vampires. We can make things nice, clean, and easy.
Thank you so much for the raid, Rorik, too.
Okay, so let's circle back here. We've got a mind control drug that you want to use on vampires to stop the blood run, which it sounds like a good idea, but is doing bad things to monsters in the name of good. Is that a good thing?
I mean, how many vampires do you think you can stop before? How many they kill or turn? It's just a numbers game. I'm not saying we're going to permanently control them. I'm not going to say we're enslaving them. It's no different than using pepper spray on a person.
Okay, but hold on. Not all the vampires are out of control. But if we start strutting around town with a vampire control drug, we're just painting a big target on our own backs. Then they'll all be together, and it won't be in our favor.
I mean, I'm not taking out an ad and telling them what I'm carrying around in my pocket.
No, but somebody's going to get wind of this, and it's going to come back, and it's going to bite us in the ass.
They already have wind of this. And the fact that you don't have wind of this tells me your relationship with the club owner isn't as firm as you thought.
Well, Mr. Powers keeps his secrets from everyone. Trust me.
And that's a whole truck of secrets right there.
I'm just looking across the circle as soon as you brought that up, like.
Look,
I'm talking about it.
Ivan's not taking notes, but Ivan's taking notes.
Oh, Ivan, you're gonna get some nice pairs of shoes if you don't. If you keep listening on what's going on.
I'll actually lean out. Hey, Ivan. Where are you getting this stuff, anyways?
Dimitri has a hookup. I don't know.
Is
I
this
think
what
it
it's
comes from
like
out of
to-
country.
Is this
Great.
what it's like to be the disgraced right-hand man? What does that make you? The bottom pinky toe?
He just starts swearing to himself in Russian and just being grumpy.
yeah, those are horrible words to be using, Ivan. I mean, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
I'll kiss your mother with this mouth.
My mother, you won't touch my mother.
You shut up before you have to start drinking through a straw. We got bricks. We got scissors. You don't need that tongue.
All right.
Oof.
Is this what it's like to work at Jupiter Enterprises? Because
I'm
Jeez.
not liking. Yes. Okay. The four of us can't stop a blood run. We could call in some help, but we can't stop a blood run, especially if Eleanor is in charge of it. Much as I want to pound her face in for what she's done to Serena, I'd say we go after the Fort Liberty connection. Try to track Serena down, figure out what happened to her.
how?
We can.
Oh, sorry, God.
We can get in touch with some of the people we know. Pointedly not mentioning Melora and the Amazons.
How likely would it be if I put a call out to the gang? Would they be to work with the Russians?
Working with the Russians would be a big ask. You can call and make the request, but it would be a very high DC persuasion check. They'd probably be willing to go help with the blood run by themselves, from what you know about Mr. Kelly, but you think that they might try to catch a couple of vampires while they're doing it.
Yeah.
We pretty much just took out the majority of the Russian strength.
Hey, be it your boss, my boss, Liam's boss, everybody's got their own interests. So whoever we bring into this, it's going to know about everything, no matter how we get there, how around.
I mean, Mr. Kelly probably already knows about all of it because, somebody wasn't very secretive.
You talking to me?
And besides, Liam, don't you want a brick of this stuff so you can keep your kneecaps for next week?
I've
I'm very firmly in the camp of burning this place to the ground and never coming back.
Oh,
Well,
no,
thank
we're
you.
definitely burning it to the ground. But we're talking about the drugs.
With the drugs in it.
Thank you, Liam.
Yeah, I think that's what we ought to do.
I don't think anybody should have this.
I mean, it's already out there, but we don't need more of it getting out there, thanks to a certain someone.
All I can say is I can probably get you guys 1 or 2 canisters a person. And if a vampire jumps you, it's a way to get off scot-free.
I'm not taking it. There are too many penalties that I could incur.
Liam, is that the end of it for you?
I take off my hat. I'm gonna have to burn it all down.
Champion, are you okay? Getting kissed by a vampire?
I did okay without drugs before, so I think I'm gonna keep rolling that way.
Okay. Well, that's very understandable. So I'm gonna go over to the truck, take out 2 bricks for myself, and I'm gonna use move object to crush the hole and contain all the drugs.
Cool.
Look at Liam and Champion. Rather he not take those, but
I'm Volt, are you taking that back to your boss?
Not to my boss, no. This is for me in case I get jumped. And once this is all over and we don't have to see each other, if they're not used, Minerva, you can personally have them back.
I appreciate that.
I kind of run my hands through my hair and kind of breathe up this sigh of exhaustion. And so where's the truck going?
I mean, we got
How
the
are we getting rid
river.
of it?
I can open the truck back up and we could put Ivan in there with it.
No.
No, wait a minute. No, that doesn't seem necessary.
I think Ivan's been more than helpful.
But he knows a
Sure.
lot right now.
Speaking of which, aiming my comment at the commissar, you happen to know anything more than I thought I had something for this. Ugly. He's ugly. You got anything more than he does?
She spits on the ground and she says in Russian, "I don't speak to motherless dogs."
Ooh,
She called you a motherless dog.
I got an idea. Can I spend a hero point to brain zap him to give him the old Men in Black? With a
Brain
lot
zap
of
who, Ivan?
electricity. Both of them. We'll stick them back to back.
Yeah, you can spend a hero point to modify a memory. That's fine with me.
Oh man.
Okay, kiddos, stand back to back.
What are you doing?
Oh, we'll sit them down back to back.
I thought they were already sitting.
They're
We'll put
already
'em back
kneeling
to
on the
back.
ground beside each other.
There we go. Actually, get the monkey in there too.
What are you planning on doing?
Superhumans talking to animals, and I'm gonna do this, and I would use both my hands to touch all 3 of their heads.
2 hands, 3 heads.
And the monkey fits between.
It's like an arcing.
Yeah.
He's not
And I'm just-
concerned about brain damage.
And I'm just
No.
gonna fry him.
Ooh.
How many memories are you taking? Just like the immediate, like what happened tonight, or
You know what, Alex? I will take a day on a D20.
Ooh.
okay, I'm fine with that.
Let's see
We'll
how
roll the
many we get.
D20. 15 days.
Ouch.
Gosh. So
They
does
don't-
that fall within the time of
It does
Failing.
not.
Okay.
That was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close. He doesn't. I mean, he's back to, oh crap, I need to make things right with my boss mode.
Now we can give them to the police. Oh,
What'd you
no.
do to him?
I'm gonna go ahead and, while they're still fried, move object and grab a fish bag or something and just put it over their head, some sack, so they don't see us anymore. I just made them compliant, so now we can go ahead and give them to the police.
Okay.
Yes, electricity, the mind control device for humans.
I'm not control.
All right, guys. We
Uh.
we need help if we want to stop the blood run. We need help. Clay, come here. This is
Yeah, sure thing.
This is Clay Massey. He said Serena is at Fort Liberty. He said she's in trouble.
Mhm.
Did you remember anything else?
No, when we So the way we communicate, you guys are like monster supporters, right? You're not like children of Adam or whatever, right?
I told you that Serena was my friend.
Well, yeah, but like,
Classified.
so Serena and I have I guess I'm her thrall. She feeds on me every now and then, and we have a blood connection because of that. She can send me messages sometimes. I haven't gotten anything in a couple of
That's
weeks,
creepy.
but
Until recently.
yeah, I got something a couple nights ago, or last night at the DMA office, and then tonight at Fort Liberty.
Wait, she was at the DMA office last night.
Yeah. Which that lines up with what Florian told you guys last night.
Right. Yes.
So
But
does
that
his
confirms that she was there versus what we found, which was a bunch of Amazon stuff and not Serena.
and does his timeline match up with the letter? Was that a dated letter from her talking about the wanting to ask him?
It was not a dated letter.
Ah. Um. Then I got nothing.
All right. We know where
maybe-
Serena. We know where Serena is. We know Eleanor is planning a blood run. What else do we know?
How late is this blood run?
Well, we know that
You're not sure. It's early. It was early evening when you guys got here to the fish packing plant, so it's probably going to start in an hour or so.
It's going to start after dark.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys know the blood run is going to start. You do know where Serena is, and you know that the Russians were instructed to bring any vampires they captured to the boardwalk at Miracle Mile
Okay.
to meet their employer and transfer the vampires to their custody.
Right. Okay, so the Russians aren't going to be taking care of the vampires because, well, we took out most of the Russians. Are we? I would say we can't. We, the four of us, cannot stop Eleanor and a bunch of Thin Bloods. There's just no way. We had enough trouble with the two of them and her last time. We're going to need help if we want to stop that. If we want to keep people safe.
You know, if you guys want to go to Fort Liberty, I can call whoever you guys need called. I think there's a phone here in the factory.
Is there?
Clay seems to think so.
Clay, go find me the phone. Just go confirm that there's a phone here, please.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs. I think when they were interrogating me in the office upstairs, I remembered seeing one.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I forgot there was an upstairs office. Can I go up there with him?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll look at Champion and Liam. I want to go after Serena. I want to figure out what's going on, but I'm a little unnerved by the fact that if she was at the DMA site last night and there was a broken Amazon sword there, and it's not one of the ones from Titan City, something else is going on here.
He did say that the employer was a woman. And not to say that means she's an Amazon, but
we don't know who the Amazon is. I mean, finding Serena seems like the next logical step to take.
Oh crud! I should have asked him how they captured captured her.
Well, you're not getting that answer now.
So the Miracle Mile thing, that's for the Russians, and that's where the Russians are going to be. We could take a look at that afterwards. We could go deal with that. I don't know. I want to find Serena. That was Florian's request, was to find the missing monsters. We find Serena, we figure out what the heck was going on with her. It might lead us to the Minotaur and the Yaogwai too.
Makes sense to me. Sounds like a plan.
So the Miracle Mile then?
No, Fort Liberty.
Fort Liberty. Okay.
I think I think of the three, the Miracle Mile is probably one that can wait the longest. if it was supposed to be after this run.
Cool. So Clay and Karawasi, you guys head upstairs, and you do in fact see that there is a phone on the wall in the office. And Clay will run over to it. He'll pick it up. He's like, "Yeah, it's got a tone. Is there anybody I should call?"
That's a good question. We didn't talk about who we were calling in. Just go tell Minerva there's a phone.
Yeah, sure thing. And he'll run out of the office and yell off the balcony, "Yeah, there's a phone up here, Minerva."
Thank you, Clay. I'll be right up. And I'll start working my way up to it.
Are there any documents or files that look important up here?
Nothing that seems suspicious, criminally speaking. It does have the just a whole bunch of fish packing notes, product coming in, product going out, wholesale prices, accounting for the books and stuff like that. Nothing that seems criminal or illegitimate.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'll get up there and I will call back to Club Tartarus and get a message into Eric, most likely.
Yeah, Eric's usually the one who picks up the phone.
Yep.
There's a scene real quick of the phone ringing, him going through a bunch of different time period phones, trying to figure out which one is ringing right now.
Oh, it's the one with the rotary dial now. That's right.
Hello, Club Tartarus.
Eric.
Oh,
It's
Minerva,
Minerva.
how are you doing out there?
We think we've located Serena,
That's great.
but I've got some bad news.
That's not great.
No, Eleanor's going on a blood run tonight.
Well, that's not good.
No. Can you let the boss know so he can tell Florian? We kind of need to put a stop to that as best we can.
Yeah, I am a big fan of fighting vampires with vampires. That seems like it's going to work okay.
Well, I don't know if Florian will want to involve any of his people, so just let the boss know and just get the word out.
Yeah, I'm sure him and Florian will take care of it.
Okay.
Maybe they'll call that Anson guy.
Oh, I hope not.
That's just bad vampires, right? It's probably okay to send the monster hunter to kill them.
Yeah, let's not give him too many opportunities, and one of us might be next.
Yeah. I don't know that we could stop him if we wanted to, but I'll get the word out to the boss. Bring Serena home.
Will do.
And he'll hang up the phone.
All right. I will also make one more phone call. I will ring up the Blackburn house.
Okay.
I'll probably get Hef.
Blackburn house. This is Hef speaking.
Hef, it's Minerva.
Oh, Minerva, good to hear from you again.
Yes. Let Melora know. Eleanor Dubois is planning a blood run tonight.
Wow, I haven't heard of a blood run happening in a long time.
Yeah, well,
decades.
I let the boss know. He's supposed to let Florian know. I just wanted to let you guys know that there's something's going on in Titan City. Something big.
I will see if Melora can send some Amazons to respond.
I appreciate that, Hef. I'll have to bring you guys something for all of the help you're offering.
Well, you be good.
I'll try.
I'll hang up the phone.
Okay.
So, are you guys loading up into the Champion Coupe and heading on down to Stockhill?
Did you call the police, Minerva?
No. The police can't help with the blood run, Champion.
I mean to come here and pick up Ivan and the commissar.
Oh. Well, why don't you take care of that?
My pleasure. Where's the phone?
While everybody's
Right
on the
here.
phone, I'm prepping the warehouse to burn it down.
Awesome.
The insurance will take care of that.
All right.
It's
So
such
I'll
a
go
mob mentality.
phone the cops. Yeah, this is an anonymous tip. Russian
Titan
mob.
City Police Department. How can I forward your call?
The little Moscow precinct.
You have something in your throat, son?
Yeah. Anyway. Russian mob, and I'll give him the address of the warehouse. If you hurry, you can still catch him. Click.
Thank you. Have a nice day, sir.
I didn't hear that. I already hung up.
I know. That was for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for Minerva and Champion to both exit the office before I make my phone call.
Phone tag. You're it.
Phone tag.
And if it looks like the warehouse is being set to burn, I will move Ivan and the commissar outside.
Okay.
Are you gonna hang him from the street lamp?
No. He's gonna live a long time.
Oh, trust up.
Hang him like
hang.
Spider-Man, not like the Punisher. You
Yeah,
psychopath.
really. Jeez,
Spider-Man. I never heard of that guy.
you went dark.
I thought you went dark. It's bullshit. Oh.
If you're gonna hang him, shooting him would just be faster.
Not
Agreed.
that kind of hanging.
Not hanging him anywhere except out to dry.
And they don't even know what's going on.
Silvervolt, who are you calling, and why is it Ferguson?
Because Ferguson's my man.
Always Ferguson.
God damn, this internship's gonna put him through college. So I'll go ahead and call Ferguson.
How'd you get this number? He answers the phone.
It was on your application, Ferguson.
Oh no. Look, I'm still working on the vampire radar, okay? It's not a one-day process. And that frog you gave me, he's all kinds of messed up.
That's fine. That's fine. The frog's always messed up. That's why we have him around.
What do you want?
Now I know you're not gonna like what I'm about to say,
That's nothing new.
but I need you to go back into the office. I need you to get talk to our field agents. I have another supply of those drugs at this fish packing warehouse. Now there's going to be a fire, but I wrapped it up in a metal car hull, so may not be all good, but enough of it should survive the flames.
All right, I'll talk to Mr. Moon about getting an extraction team out there.
Perfect. The cops are also on their way, so you might need to be running right now to there.
Did you just want to set every timer you could and make this a stressful situation for me? I've already got an ulcer.
Just put Frop in the cage and you're good to go.
I can't put him in the cage. He keeps leaking out through it and reassembling himself.
Put the cage vertical. That way it's like a bucket.
Oh my god.
Can't
It's
jump
the worst
higher
job
than
I
a
ever
foot.
It's the worst job I ever had.
Either way, I'm going to be swinging by the labs to pick up some canisters. But I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fine.
And then I'll go ahead and start an office fire too.
So you guys band together, and by your powers combined, you burn down the fish packing plant. Awesome. So, what would you guys like to do now that you've burned down the fish packing plant?
Headed to Fort Liberty.
Yep.
I'll meet you guys at Fort Liberty real quick.
Ah, okay. So since he's not in the car, I will have the discussion on the drive over about how much do we really know about that Silvervolt guy and what's he really up to?
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know any of you guys. I figured this was like a powers operation, and I don't know. Like, I'm getting a weird vibe from that guy.
He owes Powers a favor. He's probably stretching the limits of what that favor is going to get him. If he pushes it too far, Mr. Powers will do something about it, and it might not be pleasant.
Oh, I can guarantee that it won't be pleasant.
But no, I mean, the first time I met him, he was throwing a boat around.
Wait, that was him.
I think so.
Oh man, he almost killed me with that boat.
He almost killed me with that boat.
He almost killed Craddock with that boat.
There were a lot of almost deaths.
That would have been real sad because Craddock's in the book that's coming out.
He almost killed the good minion.
Book spoilers.
It was killed
Um,
a Craddock, not the Craddock.
yeah, how many Craddock Brogans do you think they have working in the Kelly gang?
Can't replace
Be
the
an
one in
opportunity
my
to
heart.
introduce cloning into the game.
Boy. The Irish mob perfects cloning. I mean, I suppose it makes sense.
Well, the Russians get monsters and the Irish get clones. I guess it all balances out.
Right.
It's a good trade.
As long as we're not closing Patrick, it's all fine.
All right, I'm going to deal everybody a hero point for your guys' great interactions so far. Brian, you're heading to pick up a canister. Is there anything else that you wanted to do, or is it okay if we sort of handle that?
Yeah, just pressurize 2 canisters for the powder. That way I can just chuck it and it'll explode. It's a gas. And then get Minerva a gas mask.
Cool. Yeah, that's easy enough to assemble at Jupiter Enterprises. So you guys head off to Stockhill, which is the furthest point of the city. It's a neighborhood that once housed the British Army during the Revolution, and it's now been largely forgotten by city planners. There's a few houses and a sinking marshland. Those are about the only points of interest in this district, other than the ruins of Fort Liberty. A cataclysmic battle took place there during the war, and none have dared return since America earned its independence. It has a reputation for being severely haunted. Now you guys find yourselves staring out across the marsh to see this stone fort clinging to life, like a barnacle attached to a rotting whale carcass. Someone has been here recently, and there are fresh logs lashed together to span the gap from the marsh to the fort itself. There aren't any lights on in the fort, but the dust and debris has been disturbed at the area, and there are heavy tire tracks coming in through the marsh up to the fort.
Okay, what am I doing wrong that my token's not appearing?
Just saw it. You grabbing your name and pulling it over? Or okay.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
I dragged that one out.
Okay.
Mine's also giving me
Alright,
issues.
alright.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. I will try to fix that between
Like it was
sessions.
dragging my picture, but not my token. Like I wasn't sure what was going on there.
No worries. I did pull this map off of Reddit today, so all credit to the folks over at the D&D Battle Maps Reddit page.
Are you saying all credit to those at Reddit?
All credit to those at Reddit. I went in and I made it black and white and took out the water because this was like a pirate fort when I found it.
Yar.
The last time I pulled a battle map for my online group, it said Wizards of the Coast across the grass, and I took no end of hassle for that.
That's fair.
All right. So you said there's been tire tracks and heavy ones at that.
Yes.
All right.
Minerva.
Yeah. Silverbolt.
I want to chuck the gas mask at her.
She'll nod back at you and kind of put it into her coat pocket, an interior coat pocket. It sort of magically appears and then disappears.
Just in case.
Yeah, if you use that, I want plenty of warning.
You'll hear it.
I think I am aware, but I don't know that my character grasped that this is a general purpose monster control gas. I'm assuming my character is under the impression it's a vampires only kind of thing. So I no doubt look a little confused that you're asking Minerva a gas mask.
Minerva's a vampire. That makes sense.
Oh, totally get it now.
That's why she's made of clay.
That's why she's so invested in the community.
Wow.
All right, so you guys are looking at this big, scary, haunted fort. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to make perception checks to look for anything.
How
out of the
dark
ordinary.
is it exactly?
It is very dark. It's around 8 o'clock when you guys get here. And the sun has gone. The sun's gone down over the horizon at this point.
Okay.
You guys can hear the sound of like crickets and other, nighttime animals starting to come out.
Boyo, do you happen to have a flashlights in your champion mobile
Uh,
or a lantern?
don't know that I do, but I bet if I spent a hero point, there'd be a couple flashlights in the trunk.
That sounds eminently reasonable to me.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll jog back to the champion coop and grab a couple of flashlights out of the trunk and squint menacingly at that hole in my trunk that hasn't been repaired yet.
We'll miss you, Orpheus. We're barely with us.
Orpheus should have been back in the house.
He is
I
back
agree.
in the house.
I look at Liam. As much as having the light would be helpful, it's just going to give us away, isn't it?
I mean, I assume that we're gonna eventually have to.
Well, yeah, but don't we want to wait for that to be a little bit later than right as we're traipsing in?
Oh, hey, Minerva, it's all good. These are military grade flashlights. They got those little funky lenses on that just give diffuse light in a very small area. So we're not giving ourselves away from 10 miles out. It's all good. See, look at that funky lens. And I'll shine it in her face. See, hardly bright at all.
Ow!
Champion, I don't want to be a downer, but military grade just means lowest bidder. You've been conned.
Ah, my eyes. Oh. There is such a thing as, night adaptation. And you just ruined it.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
but we got
you're
the
a
flashlights.
vampire.
It's all good. You can be flashlight
This is a
adapted.
test.
It was a test. He passed the flashlight test.
Apparently.
Champion, can I have one before you vibe check me too?
I don't know. You're gonna do any illegal drugs with it, are you? All right, I'll give you
I
a
was
flashlight.
gonna do so much cocaine off that flashlight.
You could just
Oh,
drink
man.
Coke for that in this time period.
That's true.
Oh, get me a bottle of Coke. Cola.
So what says you, Marlboro man? Do you want a flashlight too?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Marlboro Man.
I
I'll
hope
have
it's
you know
cool,
these are definitely better than that.
Alex,
I hope
am I
it's
able
cool,
to-
but in the future of the Titan City universe, Lucky Liam's is going to be a brand of cigarettes.
There you go.
Can I make a perception check, Alex, to kind of inspect the tread, where and see if there's been more than one truck that's been brought in here?
Heck yeah.
All right. I would like to do so.
These tracks are single file.
All right. I rolled a 12 on the die for a 22 total.
Awesome. With your 22 total, the tire treads appear to be going in the opposite direction.
So they're
you
heading-
Can see, you
They've
can
been
see
heading
that,
out of the fort?
Yeah, it looks like it was definitely created by going in and out, but it looks like
Mhm.
most recently it was going away from the fort.
Okay. I'll share that with the group. It looks like whatever the most recent run was, it was leaving the fort. So maybe there's not as many people in it if it's manned. I can't imagine Serena being here if she's not under some sort of duress.
You think we missed the boat and they're already out?
Either that or they are on a run for something. I don't know. I just know we should get on in and find Serena.
Is there any way to tell from the bridge, like how recently it was put up?
They are freshly lashed together logs. It doesn't look like it's native to the fort itself. So it's hard to tell exactly how recently they were put together, but they are definitely. You can see that the ropes that tie them together aren't stained too badly by the weather or exposure. So not long at all. You would suspect.
Gotcha. So certainly, like less than, what is that? I guess that's 6 weeks.
Yeah, you would say probably less than 6 weeks.
Okay. Interesting. Well, nothing but to do, but I'll walk right in.
So you walk right in.
Okay.
Liam, as you're walking in, are you shining a flashlight?
I will not, because Minerva asked me not to, kindly. And she can get Mr. Powers to kill me.
Wow.
So Liam, as you're walking in, you do see, just in the low light that's being cast by Champion's flashlight, against that far wall, there is a symbol that looks like it has been painted on, possibly in blood. It's an apple that has a bite taken out of the right side, and it looks like there's this green venom that's dripping down out of the bite in the apple.
Steve Jobs is here?
Oh, you left Club Tartarus. People shouldn't do that.
Oh, that explains the venom. So I assume that's the children of Adam.
It is the Children of Adam symbol.
You're not gonna like this, Minerva.
What did you find?
Easier to show you.
Let's see.
Plus side, no vampires.
Well, we want there to be a vampire. It's like we want there to be a vampire.
This is one of those good vampires.
So you show Minerva the
Yeah.
painting of the thing, and is there like a crate or anything nearby, Alex?
There is, but do you enter up next to him to go up there?
Yeah, just I get close enough that I can see it. So let me move my token. So wherever, next to
When
Liam.
you get close enough to notice it, I would like everybody to have an extra hero point.
Bad things are gonna happen.
Except for Champion.
What? Really?
This doesn't affect you as adversely as it affects everybody else.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Oh boy.
It's because of your nightlight.
Oh.
So Minerva, something terrible happens as you enter the courtyard.
Okay.
You feel your body start to loosen, and your clay begins to run like mud, causing your form to distort and darken. Each of you sees the glint of silver in the shadows as a man emerges from the darkness. He is corpse white with a severe face. A cross is carved into the center of his forehead, and his eyes are pale white. He licks his lips at each of you and says, "You must be the group looking for our little Serena. Pity for you, she is not here anymore. I will enjoy spilling your abominable blood on these hallowed cobblestones."
Hmm.
And I want everybody to roll for initiative.
Do I get to do that?
You do
No.
get to do that. Make sure you click on your token first.
As we're rolling, I'll be like, I don't think she bleeds. I think you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
The token selected. Yes, I do. Got a 12 for initiative.
Rolled a 14 that gave me an 18.
Rolled a 6. Well,
Silas got a 24. Champion
Ouch.
got a 23, and Silver Volt got an 18. So
oh boy.
the bad guy gets to go first.
Oh boy.
Since the bad guy gets to go first, he's just going to charge forward. And you see as he emerges, he sort of flicks out, and he has this silver straight razor that comes into view. and he's going to use multi-attack to attack both Liam and Minerva.
Okay.
So he will get a -2 to whatever he rolls here. Oof.
What'd you roll, Alex?
I rolled a natural 1, so I got an 11. So he comes in, and his religious zeal is more powerful than his ability in this instance. He flicks this razor at both of you, and you're both able to get out of the way. Like, oh my god, what is happening? Champion, it's your turn.
Oh, thank God he's old.
Hey there, Gruesome. You don't play well with others. Bring the rifle up and bang. Let's see what we got.
You bring a gun to a knife fight.
Oh, God. It's a night for natural ones.
This is going to be a long combat, guys, if we're all rolling natural 1s.
Oh, boy.
So clearly I stumbled a little bit on a loose cobblestone there, and the shot goes completely ridiculously off. That was a warning shot, old man. Put him up and surrender.
I will deal with you in time, young man.
I don't think you got that much left, buddy.
Do you want to move, or are you happy hanging out there? Do you have move by action?
I don't think I do, but I'm happy hanging out there anyway.
Cool. Silver Volt, you're up.
Can I disarm him with my move object and just try to zap the silver out of his hand?
You know, you try to use your move object and nothing happens.
Well, I'm gonna just Obi-Wan over here on the high ground.
If you're trying to fly, nothing happens.
Oh. This whole area is consecrated. That's not good.
Mm.
And that's a person over there.
I think we've got that holy hand grenade.
What a world. Is Minerva still like a puddle?
Not a puddle.
She's not a full puddle, but she's a partial puddle.
God.
Hey, champion.
Yeah.
You want to be a team player? Give Dad a gun.
Wow. There's a pistol in a holster. Go ahead. I want that back.
I would like to move, grab the pistol, and then reposition.
Fair.
Oh.
Okay. Awesome. Minerva, I would like for you to first give me a... what did we say for your holding your form check was? Your limitation on your power?
Let me double check for you. Because I believe we wrote it down. I need to make a stamina check to hold the form under duress.
Please give me a stamina check.
All right. Stamina roll. I got a 7 for a 12.
With a 12. So your form is continuing to dissipate. So you're going to have a -2 to whatever you want to do this round.
Okay. Well, that's going to be fun. I really don't want Silas anywhere near me with that silver straight razor. I would like to attempt to disarm him.
Okay.
And I have improved disarm, so I rolled a 10 for a 20 with a -2. It's an 18. Oh, I rolled my unarmed, but that's still the disarm check.
Yeah, that would still be the disarm check. However, an 18 is not going to hit his parry.
Oof.
So you kind of come in and you go, you're well trained in fighting. You usually have this very fluid motion to yourself, but you go to attack and sort of your arm just kind of discorporates and a whole puddle of yourself lands in the courtyard over there.
That's really gross.
Yeah. Guys, we need to back out of here. And I'm going to try to move back across the bridge.
Thank goodness there's no attacks of opportunity.
I'm only going to move myself to the edge of the bridge because there's only that much of the map. But I would like to be across the bridge if possible.
I will say that you are across the bridge.
Okay.
However, you're noticing that your form is not becoming easier to put together on that side of the bridge.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm messaging Silver Volt real quick. He asked me about the stats for his gun. So, Silver Volt, your gun is 4 damage, and then your bonus to hit is your dexterity plus any ranks you have in ranged combat firearm. Which, if you don't have any, it might just be your ranks and it might just be your dexterity.
Yep.
All right, Liam.
Well, I'm gonna try to light up my cigar as usual.
All it does is give you a carcinogenic effect.
Oh,
Yeah, you're noticing the usual sort of swirling protective smoke does not seem to be happening. It's just coming out of your mouth and going up into the sky.
well, I'm just gonna pull out my gun and kind of tensely just shrug, and we'll just unload the Tommy gun on the gentleman here. That is a 5 on the roll for 17 total.
17's not quite enough to hit his dodge.
Spry, old man.
You know what? I'd like to reroll that. I'll go ahead and use one of my hero points. Hey.
Token.
There we go. How do I close this? There we go. And then I'll reroll.
Perfect.
Got too many windows open.
Ooh.
Oh, much better. Natural
crit.
20 on the die for 32 total.
Yeah, and it's a
Oh, that's a
multi-attack
multi-attack.
weapon.
Woo!
So
It is.
32 is... That is enough to have 3 degrees of success. So that is a +5 damage for multi-attack and a +5 damage for the critical hit. So I'm looking for a toughness save, DC 29. Ow.
Oof.
Silas gets a 23, so he will take a bruise and a daze. What happens, Liam?
I always knew this thing would fail on me one day. And I tuck it back in my coat pocket, still like kind of just snuff it a little bit on the butt of the pistol or something. And but I got a good old faithful and just
I mean, he's right there.
You just unload that Tommy gun right in his chest. That brings it around to his turn. He didn't like that.
Nope.
Since he's dazed, he's going to go ahead and just attack Liam. And since you were nice enough to hit me with a big old critical hit, he's going to use 5 points all-out attack and 5 points power attack.
Oh, yay.
You got it, Liam. I'm right behind you.
Alex is tired of Liam not getting any bruises in combat.
The true American superhero, once again, is the gun.
I got a 12 to hit. Liam, I'm going to do you a hero point. I'm going to roll again.
All right.
All right, so I got a 24 to hit your parry that time.
That does hit my parry. And that is one degree over?
He doesn't have,
16.
oh yeah, he does have multi-attack. So it's no bonus to damage if it's only 1 degree over.
16. Okay, yes. 8 over, so 1 degree.
Yep, cool.
So then I need to make a DC 30 toughness check.
Please do, but take out any benefit you get from your cigar smoke.
Ah. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to remind me how that factors in.
Yeah. Let me look at your sheet real quick. I should have done this prior. So you get 8 points of toughness from your cigar case. So you can just roll a toughness check and subtract 8 from it. So you're rolling a d20 plus 2.
Or just roll stamina, right?
Yeah, or just roll stamina.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's a 6.
Yeah, that's not a good roll.
I would spend that hero point if I were you.
I'm gonna use that hero point. Cool.
Cool.
Oh, without my magic powers, I'm just a monster.
Oh, same result. 4 on the die, plus 10, that gets me to 14, plus 2, that gets me to 16.
16. 30 minus 16 is 14, so that is a third degree. That means you are staggered. You get a bruise and you get 1 stagger.
Okay.
Stagger means that you are hindered and dazed for the rest of the fight. So you unload on him, and in your instinctual brain, you forget for a second that you don't have your magical smoke screen, and he just racks back with that straight razor, and he just slashes you across the throat, and you're just bleeding profusely all over the cobblestones.
Oof.
Look up at champion.
And he's dazed, so that's all he's gonna do.
Now I know what it feels like.
Oh, I've got something in my throat.
All right. Yeah, it's desperation time, so I will all attack power attack as well, and hopefully not roll incredibly sucky twice in a row.
Ooh, nice.
How about a crit? So
How about
that's
it?
actually a DC 30 toughness save.
It sure is, since you used 5 points of power attack. Now, he's got 1 bruise, so he's gonna roll toughness check, looking for a 30. You got 21, so another bruise and a daze.
Okay. Then
What happens?
Seeing blood spurting from Liam from this crazy old man with the straight razor, champion snaps him with the rifle and plunks him hard in the chest. Didn't do as much damage as you would have hoped, but seemed to affect him a little bit. And then for my move action, I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to spend a hero point. And can I sort of do a sort of a wrestling hip toss to get Liam like back away from Mr. Razor Claws there?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Do you want me to make a grappling test, or is he not resisting and it just happens? How you want to do that?
It's up to Liam. Are you resisting the intent to get you out of harm's way?
No.
I would like to point out this is the second fight in this series where other people are moving Liam out of danger.
Can I swing him around to the square, like to the left of me instead of above me? So like
square where? Behind you?
Yes, directly behind me. That way he's not, right next to Mr. Razor. And, like there's kind of trying to put myself between the two of them if I can.
Yeah, 100%.
Could I swing him around to the one diagonally opposite so that old man Razor would have to come straight through me?
You mean like right here?
Yeah, just sort of swing him around in a hip toss there, so he's back out of harm's way.
That sounds good to me.
All right, I can't move your token, Liam. So there you go.
Liam, you hit the mat.
So, good move, champion. Karawasi.
Oh, I got to spend my hero point there.
I'm gonna run to the symbol's right here, right?
Yes, the symbol's right there.
I'm gonna take out my handkerchief and just smudge it up as best as I can.
How do I? All right, sorry. How do I delete or use up one of the hero points from the thing there?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it works either.
I'll just keep the accurate track on my character sheet so I know where my total is actually at.
So, Silver Revolt, you run over to that opposite wall and you begin smudging up the Children of Adam symbol that's on the wall. What would you like to do next?
You know what? I'll just take a pop shot.
Pop shot.
Actually, can I do a expertise magic check to see what's disabling our powers?
Sure.
29.
So with a 29 magic check, what you've seen thus far, you're pretty sure that Silas is a lich, which is an undead revenant that has an unfortunate ability to nullify magical powers in a vicinity around itself.
It's not good.
With a 29, I say that you would know that that is a 60-foot radius sphere around the lich.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a large sphere.
Yep. Can I use a hero point to move again?
Yes, you may.
I'm gonna do a flip. I just keep swimming until I feel the juice.
Keep swimming till you feel the juice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're almost there. You got a couple more squares, so the next turn you should be able to get the juice back. All right, Minerva.
So I'm outside.
Karawasi was nice enough not to divulge any of that information to you guys.
I'm aware. So I see what happened to Liam. I don't feel that my strength has ebbed, though my form is having a tough time controlling itself. Correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay. Just making sure that that is still intact. So I'm gonna go across the way here. Is there like a tree or anything that I can grab that I can chuck at Silas?
I would say for a hero point, yes.
Alrighty, I will use such. I would like to throw something at them. Do I need to make a stamina check first?
Yes.
Okay.
Since you're still within the area.
Right. All right, we'll make the stamina check. Stamina check rolls a 9 for a 14.
You are still impaired, but
right.
It doesn't get worse.
All right. Yeah, you said grab was the thing, so I'm gonna chuck it with no bonus. Let's do this. All right, I rolled an 8, and that's it.
8 is not going to hit.
Nope, but Minerva is kind of grasping at straws at the moment and not entirely certain what to do.
I would say you're probably close to 60 feet away at this point, though.
Okay. She's probably then still looking for something out here. She's trying to hold herself together. It's just not going well, and she's kind of panicking.
Fair. That is a psychological torment for Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
So, Champion, a big old tree comes crashing through the door beside you.
Holy mother of...
Liam, you're up.
You know, for the first time, Liam's gonna stop and take a second to examine the situation. And is there anything I can learn about what this guy is, what he doesn't like, what he does like?
Please give me an expertise monster check. Unless you're trying to figure out like its combat capabilities, then you could do an assessment roll if you wanted to do that.
No, just more in general. That is a 15. I'm just gonna burn through these hero points today. As Alex smiles menacingly in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't challenging you guys.
That's a 4 on the die for 13 total, so worse, but get the plus 10, so that's 23 total.
Yeah, with the 23, you're also able to deduce, as Karawasi did, that Silas here appears to be a lich, which is an undead revenant hell-bent on the destruction of magical beings and magical items. And they have a 60-foot anti-magic field that surrounds them. The only thing that you know of that can surpass that anti-magic field is either a bar of wrought iron, handled by somebody who has mystical super strength, but doesn't seem to affect the super strength when it's wielded as a weapon, or white magic, if you can find a white magic user. Which there's one in town, but you don't have a phone with you.
Versus that cell phones are not invented yet.
Where's Jupiter Enterprises in that cordless phone?
I'm doing the free stroke until I get my batteries back on.
You are staggered, but I will say that knowledge check was not your standard action, so you are free to attack or move if you want to as well, Dean.
Oh, all right.
Champion is yelling for you to get out of here. I mean, he sees there's
Yeah, I'm gonna stumble my way off the map a little bit, and I'll gurgle out to Minerva. He's a lich.
He's a what? Bunch of hypocrites.
If you've got iron somewhere in there, now's the time.
Okay.
Or if you can get that asshole here.
I think he's a very nice asshole. Thank you very much. Anyway, so Silas's turn. Silas is dazed, so he's going to look at Champion, who took his prey away from him. He's going to say, "You are one of the pure ones. Why would you help these creatures?"
Yo, man, you're yammering at me like over my dome here. Don't get all biblical on me.
For your indiscretion, you will bleed.
Man, that's a lot of syllables. Oh, my lord!
Oh.
Indeed, he does.
Thank goodness my toughness isn't based on magic. Alrighty then. I know where my last hero point's going.
What's your parry? I need to figure out if the multi-attack is another bonus.
Oh, yeah, great. My parry is an 8.
Okay, so I need a DC 40 toughness save.
Oh, God. I can't make a DC 40 toughness save.
Boy.
I don't know many characters who can, but I believe in you.
Let's see it.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, everybody. I rolled a natural 20 at home. I didn't say the roll. That's my bad.
Yeah, I'm going to risk it. Because really, it's about as low as it can get. Without, or, well, I could technically get the same crappy roll again. But I will spend that last hero point and try that one more time to get a little closer to survival.
He said, "I'm going to make you bleed," and he was right.
Okay, so that becomes a 25. So that's at least not instant death.
That was on the cusp of instant death.
It was on the cusp of instant death.
So at 25, you get a bruise and a stagger. As he cocks back with this Sweeney Todd sweet razor and just comes across your neck bone and just opens your throat back up where that vampire bit you the other night.
Oh, that was almost healed too.
Okay.
More matching scars.
Champion, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the defend action and move here.
You are staggered. Are you going to take the defend action?
Oh,
or move.
I guess I can't move and take the defend action, so I will
run away
and take the defend action. No, because I don't want him. I still want to try and be in his way from going after the others. So
you're such a hero.
Everybody's got to die something.
Silver Volt, you backstroke out into the bay a little bit, and your powers kick back on. You feel the energy surge back into your gauntlet.
Ooh, I fly faster than I swim. Now, is it just magic dissipates when it enters his radius? Or magic can't be generated in his radius?
You're not sure.
Well, we're going to go ahead and do the up and over. Actually, I'm going to try to pick up one of these cannons.
Oh.
Wang.
Awesome. Yeah, you are definitely able to pick up the cannon and chuck it in as an alternate descriptor for your blast attack.
Neat. So I'm going to put the cannon back down, and I'm going to go get the cannonballs. Are there cannonballs stored here for a hero point?
There are for a hero point.
And
They're real old.
Yep.
But they're made of iron.
Probably lead, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same difference. I'm a scientist.
For another hero point, can they be iron?
Same different. No. Same
It's
difference. I'm
still a
scientist.
metal ball.
Yes.
There we go. Take one iron ball.
1 iron ball.
What'd you roll?
25.
That's a 25 to hit.
25 does hit. I'm looking for a DC 25 on my toughness. I've got 2 bruises. He gets a 27. So. Oh, go ahead.
I'm upset. All extra effort. Now he can have the cannon.
Clang, clang.
Ooh, that does not hit.
So champion cannonballs and a big cannon come crashing down from the sky over
I
near
would be more
Silas.
concerned if I weren't almost dead.
But yeah, you're still sort of maintaining your altitude above there. So revolt. Minerva.
Minerva's gonna look at Liam with her eyes as wide as he's ever seen them, along with the fact that her form is slowly turning into goop. Get in the car. Get out of here. We can't deal with this either. I'm gonna get champion. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Go. And she's gonna run up. She's gonna grab at champion, and I'm gonna try to book it. And I can use athletics to leap, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to make an athletics check to kind of leap up and away and keep moving as quickly as possible out of the fort.
Cool. Are you jumping in the water?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
So long as I actually roll a decent athletics check for.
Wait, this blood is going to draw sharks.
All right. The athletics roll was a 13 for a 22 total.
That is enough to grab a hold of champion and leap over that wall and into the bay.
Okay, and just kind of keep moving him. So, yeah, sharks we can deal with. The lich, not so much.
What's the lich?
Very bad for magical creatures.
Wasn't so hot for me either.
Yeah. So move your token over here if you would.
All right.
Sorry.
No worries.
My token.
Good job, Minerva. Liam, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna hop in the champion mobile and try to keep the blood from getting on the seats. And he's gonna be pissed. And look down and hope that you left the keys in the car. And if not, I'll just hotwire it. If that's a thing at this point in the history of cars.
I'm not a mechanic, so I'm going to say that it is a thing that exists in cars.
Okay. And I'm just gonna drive away.
All right, you go driving away. Silas looks down the road at the car that's driving away, and he's going to go after it.
Oh God!
Holy shades of T2 Batman. This is not good.
Please give me a vehicles check, Liam.
I hope he's like Terminator running at you.
I rolled a 15 on my athletics check for Silas.
All right, vehicles. Here we go.
Yeah.
23, 18 on the die plus 5.
Oh yeah, with a 23, you're easily able to just gun it away from him, and you just keep on trucking. You think you've lost him.
Do I know where Anson's office is?
You do.
Just in case, I'm gonna drive that direction.
His office. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. All right. His office is in the Olympus district.
Yeah. So that's where I'm driving until I'm very, very, very sure that he is no longer
Chasing you.
chasing us. And then I will drive to his office, but
Not going inside.
not yet.
Perfect.
So when Silas takes off after Liam, I'm assuming I pull myself back together.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And you've got a good hold of champion. It is champion's turn.
I'm going to take the recover action to get rid of my exhausted rather than staggered, because that will be faster to recover from. No, that's the house. What's the house rule?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot to announce this at the beginning of this episode, but we are using a house rule for healing damage because this is sort of a grittier story than the one we usually tell with Eminem. So the house rule is for healing. Pull it up real quick. So bruises heal at a rate of 1 per hour of non-strenuous activity. Staggered requires medical attention in the form of a treatment check, a healing power, or an uninterrupted 8-hour period of rest. And the dying condition stabilizes on a DC 20 treatment check instead of the standard 15.
Okay.
And we skip the incapacitated condition and go straight to dying.
Okay. So I will use the recover action to recover the staggered, since I'm just floating anyway.
Perfect. Silver Volt.
So the Lich just dipped, huh?
He's chasing after the car. You can still see him.
Yeah, his razor's flashing in the streetlights as he's looking down the street.
Well, I guess I'll follow the car, you know, a nice 80 feet above. You know, I'll make it 90. And, yeah. And I will tail the car. It's the champion mobile, right?
It is the champion mobile.
Well, I will slow down to keep up with it.
You are, I won't say it takes your whole movement to catch up, because I think you do move a lot faster than the car moves.
1,800 feet around.
Yeah, especially with a poor, hapless, bleeding to death driver. So you could take an attack at the Lich if you wanted to.
You know what? I'm going to bring Liam with me.
You're just going to pick up the car and just fly off with it?
Work with the boat.
It does work. I mean, you guys are you are more than free to pick up the car with your telekinetic powers.
Come, Liam, come to me.
And that was the last we ever saw of the champion mobile in its current configuration.
Man.
So yeah,
Champion Coot,
Karawasi, you lift it off of the ground, and I will say at that point that does take us out of combat, because there's nothing the Lich can do to bring you down unless he jumps up 40 feet.
Thank God he can't do that because we're both coming down hard.
So I will. I'll swim over to the shore, probably a decent distance away from the fort, with Champion in tow, and looking back at him. It's like, "Are you? That looks pretty bad. Are you okay?"
Well, I think the cold water must have slowed the bleeding down a little bit. Yeah.
All right,
I think I'll make it.
Let's get you out of the water. Come on. Up and at him, Andrew.
Okay. So we'll stagger up onto the shore.
I told Liam to take the car and go, so I think we're on our own.
Great.
Well, it was either that or the
No,
Lich is
no.
gonna
You're right.
back her up.
That thing was gonna murder us all. So
That was brave and stupid, you realize.
well,
But thank you.
It took time to ride the wheel of murder. So everybody took a couple hits, and instead of one person taking a couple hits, we're all still breathing. I think.
Yeah, you're still breathing. It's not how it works for me anymore, so.
I am going to take this opportunity to deal everybody a hero point.
Ooh,
Yay.
All right.
murder hobos.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Murder hobos.
We need some adventurers to come deal with our Lich. Somebody
Yeah.
find its phylactery.
This Lich is in the wrong universe. Stupid multiverse.
So we rejoin our heroes after having a real tense encounter with a lich in Fort Liberty. And not a D&D lich, this is a Magician Sin lich, and somehow they're even worse today than usual. So, Minerva and Champion, what are you guys doing as you sort of drag yourselves ashore from the bay?
I'm going to look at Champion. We still need any clues we can get from that fort.
Yeah.
Are you up for going back in?
Sure. Let's do it. You have any way of detecting that lich thing? Like, he's not going to sneak up on us again, is he?
If I start turning into a puddle of clay, wet clay that is, yeah, that's going to be the only notice I'm going to be able to give you.
Okay. So run when you start melting. Good to know.
Yeah. So we'll head back to the fort. I'd say we'd spend a couple of minutes just on the lookout just to see if he does come back. Perfect. And then we'd like to head in.
It does not look like he's coming back.
Okay.
So you guys go ahead and head on in. You enter into the fort itself. Looking around, it looks like Silas was the only person staying. You do see the tire treads on the ground from where the car had parked inside the courtyard. It looks like a couple of supplies were dropped off. But looking around,
Silas said that they had Serena here, but they've already taken her. So the children of Adam must have her, which isn't good. Bunch of hypocrites got a freaking lich on their side.
Yeah. That's not playing by the rules.
No. Let's look around. Let's see if there's anything we can uncover.
Okay.
So you'd like us to make investigation rolls?
Please give me investigation checks.
Yeah, see. I'm in tune with the GM.
Please give me an investigation check.
Oh, Minerva crits for a 30.
Oh, well, that's good because I got a 13. Yep, it's an abandoned fort, all right.
Awesome. So Minerva got a 30. Champion got a 13. Minerva, looking around, you can tell that Silas has been staying here. Seems like semi-permanently. It looks like he has a living space that's sort of nuzzled out in the old barracks where the British soldiers used to live. There's no sign that he's been eating anything, but you do see signs that he's been bedding down there. Signs that he's been keeping notes on stuff. You find not a journal, but a pile of loose leaf papers and a couple of pens that are sort of laying down on a desk beside his bed. And you see a very old Bible.
Does this mean he's likely coming back here? Because this looks like personal stuff.
Probably. So we probably don't have a whole lot of time. Do I find? Oh, well, let's take the notes. Let's take the Bible. Maybe it's who knows.
Okay.
Do I find anything about like maybe where they were keeping Serena? I'm assuming they had to keep her in some sort of cage or.
Yes. You find on the opposite side of the courtyard there is an additional. It looks like it used to be the magazine for the fort where they stored all the ammunition and all the cannonballs and the gunpowder. That area has been emptied out. There's a huge iron door that opens and closes. Opening it, you do see inside there is a series of manacles attached to the walls, and there's a cleared out area where it looks like they were keeping at least a couple of people in.
Okay.
And you do find a couple of discarded rat bodies.
Okay. Does this iron door have rings?
It does.
Can I attempt to pull one of those rings off?
You sure can. Please give me a strength check.
Okay.
And if you have powerlifting, I don't think you do. That would apply for this.
No, I don't have powerlifting. I have a 9. I rolled a 3.
Awesome. So you go to rip it off, but you're not able to get it to break off of the door itself. It looks like it's reinforced with a couple of rivets.
Okay. Darn, if only we knew a riveter.
Give it a couple years.
I know. All right. Are the manacles or the chains, are they iron as well?
They are.
Okay, then I'm going to take a chain.
Yeah, those are. You're able to unshackle those and pull them off of the wall.
Okay. I suppose I could have just taken 10 on that instead to try to do the door, but
Do you want to take 10 minutes?
no, because that's a long time to let Silas return. I didn't find it. That's all I found. Did you find anything, Champion?
No, it's just a creepy old fort.
Yeah. Yeah, even more so with the lich staying in it. All right, let's go. We've got to find the others, and I don't have any leads.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we transition over to the flying car that's sailing over downtown Titan City and giving me my headline for the newspaper article tomorrow.
Well, we're just trying to make it easy for you.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the car to my eye level to see if Liam's alive in it.
Hey.
Hey.
Spurt.
He's gonna be real pissed about the interior, isn't he?
No, we're destroying the car anyway.
You're gonna wish you held on to those drugs.
They don't work on you. So I'm gonna take you to a doctor.
Fair enough. I think I know a guy that can deal with the lich.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, he'll be expensive, but I think he'll do it.
Okay. I'm gonna park the car on top of a building. And then I'm gonna get in the car with Liam. I'm gonna get my little lightning finger out and I'm gonna cauterize his throat.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. Are you spending a hero point to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That's a wicked sky.
It was going to be a normal scar, and now it's like a lightning scar.
I'm gonna
Like
put
Harry
two
Potter.
dots over it so it looks like a smiley face.
He's the gangster who lived.
Please give me a d20 plus 12.
I like
Right.
that.
I think it's plus 12. I'm going to say plus 12. I might be wrong.
22.
That was a D12.
Rolled a d12, Brian.
Hey, I heard
Wrong
12.
system, sir.
Even better. 27.
Awesome. So with a 27, you are able to heal the staggered and the bruise.
There we go. Now scoot over. I'm driving. And I'm gonna pretend to start the car again, and then I'm just gonna use move object, and I'm like, where are we going?
Harry Potter and Ron Weasley heading off in the flying car.
Oof.
I'd sing the theme, but I don't think that's
No.
We're not getting sued. Don't do that.
So, where are you guys off to?
Yeah, Liam, where am I going?
I'll describe I'll describe it where Anson's office is.
I don't want to get this wrong. I have an address for it.
I don't have the address in front of me.
I do.
You work off landmarks.
It's a really run down looking building. There's a guy in there that'll solve this problem.
It's a 1991 Prometheus Way, apartment 406.
That
Oh.
one.
Here we go. Good thing
Park
you
it-
just.
Park it on the street though, because I think he'll probably disintegrate us if we crash in through his wall.
What floor did you say he was on?
Fourth floor.
How big is the building?
It's a 5-story building.
We're parking it on the roof. It's less walking.
All right, so you guys take the car on over to the office of Anson Walker, Exterminator. You park it on his roof, and you head down into this very dingy, dirty tenement building. The wallpaper's sort of peeling off like rotten orange peels. You see a couple of shady people keeping an eye on you guys as they go about their business. And you head down to the 4th floor, and sure enough, there is a frosted window that says Anson Walker Exterminator.
Gonna straighten my tie, try to hide the blood as best as possible with the coat, and check my pocket to make sure that I've still got $480 in there.
Oh, that's right. You guys had all that money from us.
That's right, we do.
Oh man, our heroes, everyone.
And then I'll knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and it opens on its own.
Hi. Is he in there?
He is. There's sort of this tall, lanky man with dark hair and bags under his eyes that you guess are probably older than most of the people you know. He's wearing this dark suit. He's got a black tie that's loose. And sitting beside him on his rotting old leather chair is a long length of black wood that has a silver dragon head atop it. And it looks up at you, and you see he's got a very, very full glass of bourbon on his desk beside him. He says, "What are you doing here?"
I thought I'd refill the bourbon fund for you. Got a lich out on out at the Old Fort.
Fort Liberty.
Old Fort Liberty. That gesture at myself. Does a bit of work on anybody that walks by.
So you went out to the old fort and pissed off a lich, and your first thought was to come to my office and have me handle your problem?
Well, my first thought was to give you a lot of money to handle my problem.
That is a much better language. Well, I already know where he lives, sort of. I'm going to call this not a per diem job. This is going to be a project job. I'll take $300. We'll call it even.
Fair enough. And I'll pull out $480, take $300 out of it, hand it to him.
Oh, look at that. It's actually a $400 job.
Liam, your surgery was $87.
Well, according to that guy, I've only got 93. And I'd prefer to keep it on me in case there happens to be a $93 kind of problem later on.
Fair. I'll take the payment up front since it is a lich.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it'll be dealt with. It'll be dealt with this evening.
Aces.
Is there anything else?
No, not really. Unless you happen to know what and keeping track of any monsters.
Son, I don't keep track of monsters. I put them in the ground when people hire me to.
Didn't think so. Well, have a good however long you plan to drink until you pass out.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Tip my hat and walk back out.
And he'll probably solve that problem. Probably. So, where are you guys off to next? Are you going to try and regroup with Champion and Minerva anywhere?
My thought would be to go back to the bar. I don't know if
Club.
you had any other stops.
Now, I appreciate my life, and as much as me and Minerva disagree, Minerva is Mr. Power's substitute, as per our conversation in the office. So if we leave Minerva back there, we leave Mr. Powers back there.
Knock on the door again.
Thought you said you were leaving.
Well, how much would it take to accelerate our deal?
$93.
How soon are you thinking?
I've got a guy with a flying car.
What?
Now?
Kind of looks at the bourbon on his desk, and he looks up at you. He says, "All right, I guess I can do it now."
I'll throw in a bottle of bourbon for you.
You guys are coming with me. You have to sign the waiver. You know that, right?
Look, as long as you deal with the whole lichy thing that the lich does, you know, lichiness, I think I'll be able to handle my own.
Still have to sign the waiver.
Fair enough.
Is there anybody else in your little posse that needs the waiver signed? Should I bring a few with me?
Yeah, bring 2 more.
Yeah.
He reaches into his desk. You can hear glass rattling as he moves in. He starts looking around. He pulls out a clipboard that has a couple of yellowed sleeves of paper on it. And he stands up. As he stands up, his black coat kind of jumps up onto his shoulders, and he picks up his cane, and he'll flick his wrist, and the lights will turn off, and he'll say, "All right, lead the way."
Okay, we're going up.
You guys go up to the roof to the flying car.
With Anson
I miss-
Walker.
Now, Mr. Anson, this may not look like an amazing vehicle, but do keep in mind it is a rental. We'll drive it off.
Looks like I don't know, looks like something that's trying to be flashy for the sake of being flashy, if you ask me.
You're not wrong.
This isn't my. This is. Yeah.
It's not his car, but that is his blood right there.
Yeah. What? Try to scrub it
Take
a little
my
bit.
guns, they take my car, and all I get is grief.
Oh yeah, your pistol's probably a little waterlogged. Sorry about that.
So the flying car goes off in the direction of the old fort. Champion and Minerva, where are you guys?
Well, after we finished our investigation, I was hoping that my benefit wealth 2 meant that we could at least hail a cab instead of walking
Yeah.
all the way across the city.
Wait, you don't carry your wallet on you when you're on your secret identity, right?
That you don't have to carry money in a wallet. You could just have
Just your ID.
money.
He's got wet money in a belt
That's
pouch.
right. It was rolled up and in my sock.
Yes.
Wow.
It's rolled up in my sock.
In case I need to buy replacement guns or replacement trunk lids, I got to keep a little cash on hand.
You guys are easily able to hail a cab. Where were you looking to get the cab to take you guys?
Well, Minerva, what are our thoughts? I mean, since
Don't-
Jupiter Enterprises hasn't made that wireless phone yet, do we try to find them at the next location we were going to?
we didn't have anything planned after this, unfortunately. Uh,
There was some talk about going to Miracle Mile, but
Yeah, I
Right.
thought
that
we
wasn't
talked
a
about.
solidified plan.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I'd say. I don't know. We could go back to Club Tartarus, but we kind of need Silvervolt and Liam.
Okay. Well, how do you suggest we find them?
Well, as much as I don't want to stick around here, we could, or we can just start working our way slowly. And if I know Silvervolt, he'll probably have picked up your car and be prancing about the city's air with it.
Well, what happens if Sweeney Todd comes back before they do?
Well, let's not be here when he does. Let's be away from here. At the very least, we can keep our eyes on the skies and see if we see what shouldn't be there.
Okay. You're the boss.
Sure enough, after a couple of minutes, you guys do see the champion coop flying back this direction.
Oh, I told you so.
Great.
Silvervolt, you are the one flying. I will say, give me a perception check.
Let's see what I see. I perceive 29 things.
Wow, you got a natural 20 on your perception check. So sure enough, down sort of staking the area out in the bushes, you see Minerva and Champion.
Okay. There they are. I'm sorry, Mr. Anson, but I can't go below 60 feet on this thing, so I can let you down slowly, or if you got a way out, you're happy to do it.
Well, I don't.
I'll go ahead and move object him down too.
So that's the trick with the flying cars. They haven't figured out how to land them yet.
No,
Apparently not.
I just don't want the lich to crash the car.
Are you going to put Liam down too, or just Anson?
Liam, do you want to go down there? 'Cause that's up to you.
I'm kind of like waving down the car, like, hello.
I mean,
Hello.
It's not coming down, and you know it.
no.
I want my car back.
I'm going to say this is a very rare time where you got to keep your throat.
What?
So Anson lands. Anson lands next to Minerva and Champion,
Oop.
and he puts a clipboard in your guys' face.
What?
Huh?
What's this?
If you are here with the two people who hired me to deal with your problem, you have to sign the waiver.
Whoa. Who hired who to do what?
Your friend
Wait.
Liam hired me to kill the lich.
He hired you to deal with Silas?
He didn't tell me his name, but that's the lich you're referring to, yes.
I'll yell down from up there. He's got a cross carved into his head.
Gonna honk the horn impatiently.
Sure.
I
Fine.
want my car back.
Come get it.
Oh. Don't like that one.
You're not the only one. Anyway, I'll take the form, I'll sign it, and I'll hand Anson the Bible that we took. The children of Adam have been abducting monsters. For what purpose? Probably killing. But I don't know why they have a lich on their side. It seems a bit hypocritical.
Silas might not know he's a lich. Liches have an unfortunate habit of waking up and realizing that they hate all magical creatures. And they want
No, he
to
had this weird
exterminate
thing
them.
about blood. I would hope that would be a clue to him in the morning that maybe he's not natural.
You said he marked the area with blood?
Well, he was talking about drinking everybody's blood, including mine.
Thought it was more spilling.
Well, that's what he did. But that's not what he said.
No.
Yeah, like you're better psychopaths. He's a little confused.
More car
He
horns.
is probably a little addled. He was probably a hateful man in life who woke up as a lich after death.
Sure came across that way.
So as you can see on the paperwork here, Miss Anson Walker is not personally liable for any possessions or maimings that may recur as a result of this extermination. If you can just sign here and initial here.
We've already been maimed. It's all good.
Yeah.
That happened before my time.
Yes, you're not liable for it, right? Just fine. Minerva will sign the waiver, hand it back to him. Do you need any other information to help you exterminate the lich?
I've got his name, I've got his Bible, I've got his house. I'm sure I can figure it out.
All right.
You kids should probably get on out of here. I can take care of this.
Well, yeah, we should go stop a bunch of Russians from getting whatever hands they can get on a bunch of vampires doing a blood run.
There's a blood run happening too?
Oh, this is all one heck of a crazy night. Something's
Look
going
with
down in Titan. Yeah, something's going down in Titan City.
I love how we subcontracted a contractor.
Money is a great problem solver.
I agree with my $490.
I look at Champion. You want to get back in the car?
That beats walking around under it. Sure.
Can I toss him up to the car?
Whoa.
Yes, I will. I won't make you roll for it. I'll just say that you're able to chuck him up there.
It's like, you want to get in the car? Yes. Whip.
Thwip.
World's
Cool.
Fair ain't got nothing on this place. Holy crap.
As
You can let
champions,
your friend know that the lich isn't nearby.
Yeah. And I will glare at Silverbolt. I'll take the driver's seat, thank you very much.
Okay, as soon as I switch seats with him, I'm going to let the car dead drop out of the air until we hit about 10 feet, and I'm going to catch it again.
Everybody poops their pants.
I am not in the car until it gets on the ground.
It is now on the ground.
Awesome.
So I get in the car.
So you guys all load up in the car and start making your way off to Miracle Mile. Is that the destination?
Yeah, I believe so.
Cool. Anson goes into Fort Liberty and into a short story I'll probably write at some point.
Fort Liberty gone or never existed? Who knows?
But you guys start heading off towards Miracle Mile, and you make your way across the bay and into northern Titan City, arriving at the derelict Miracle Mile section of town. This was once an attraction for the World's Fair 4 years ago. There was an incident at the fair, and ever since then, the city has let this ruin sort of rot on the waterfront. Plans to restore it or repurpose the land never seem to go anywhere. Making your way through the rundown boardwalk, you see the rusted remains of carnival rides and empty booths for games and food. In the center of the strip, you can just make out a pair of yellow headlights cutting through the waterfront mist.
The incident that happened was a child got so enthralled by one of the attractions that he left his mouth open when it rained and he drowned.
He drowned.
Anyway, so we see a bunch of headlights
You do.
up ahead.
You guys are coming from the right side of the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh, token. Token.
Talking about it.
Token about it. All right.
Oh yeah, I need to grab Champion and Silverbolt.
Wow, look at
Alright.
those barrels. There's some real barrels right there. Imperial oil.
And crates. An
How many
ever-evolving
crates?
number of crates.
An inordinate number of crates.
Oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Indeed. All right. So, from what we got from Ivan, this should be the rendezvous point for the Russians rounding up any of the vampires from the Blood Run that were maybe not under Ivan's purview.
Correct.
Okay. So theoretically, we're dealing with mobsters and not a lich.
As long as the mobsters don't know magic, I feel more comfortable.
Right. Well,
That's why they couldn't see us. I was zoomed in too much.
what do you want to? How do we want to do this?
Oh, first I'm going to give Champion his pistol back.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome. We can go dockside, or we can walk in through the front door. I can get you guys on the roof. A lot of things.
I was thinking dockside. I'd rather not go around where those headlights are.
Okay.
So you're just gonna move objects all over to the docks.
Yeah. We're all gonna group hug and just come around. We'll go here, to here, to here.
That was where I figured we'd end up. Do we need any perception checks to notice anything moving around or milling
You
about?
do not. As you
Okay.
get over there, you can see the form of a powerful-looking woman. She stands almost over 6.5 feet tall with short-cut black hair, and a white cloak embroidered with dazzling stars and moons covers her body. You can make out the form of a reflective shield on her left arm and a dangerous-looking sword sheathed at her side. She's looking very irritated.
Is she just kind of standing there, or is she like crouched, or
She's standing there. It looks like she's waiting for somebody.
okay?
That is definitely our missing Amazonian.
I don't know. She's got her sword.
Does the sword look of like a similar make to the one that we found?
It is a similar make to the one that you found.
Interesting.
Similar style. It's a Xiphos. And she's kind of impatiently sort of pacing back and forth here at the end of the dock. You can see the truck running back there behind her.
Okay.
If you give me a perception check, Minerva, you might be able to hear something.
Okie dokie. I will make a perception check. We'll roll a 12 for a 22 total.
With a 22, you can hear her muttering under her breath in Greek. She's sort of talking to herself, and she says, "Where are those idiots with my vampires?"
I look back at the rest of the group. I think we found the buyer, and that's not a good thing.
Karawasi, are you over there?
Oh yeah, I'm right there. I'm here with
Champion.
the Scooby Gang.
Champion forgot to move his token.
was
Karawasi with the Scooby Gang. Karawasi, can you please roll an investigation check for me?
Okay. Take out my big old spectacles, and I got a 30.
It's not moving.
You got a 30?
Yep.
Awesome. With a 30, you recognize that woman.
Huh.
You have seen her coming in and out of your employer's office. Marcus Moon, your boss's office. You've seen her coming out of.
That's not good. Do I know her name?
You do not. You just know that she does odd jobs for Marcus every now and then.
Okay. I will go ahead. I don't know how I feel about this. You know what? Do you guys care if I just walk out?
If you're gonna do it, like, we might try to stop you. So if you want to do that, we can play it out.
Guys, I think I know her.
How do you know her?
Friend from work. Friend from work.
What?
You know an Amazon at Jupiter Enterprise?
And know of an Amazon at Jupiter Enterprise, yes.
Are you sure about this?
No.
Okay.
Then that seems kind of risky, don't you think?
I could distract you and you guys can get inside the warehouse.
You're gonna distract an Amazon.
Yes, with my charm.
Oh, Lord.
I think that's more likely to make her mad.
Remember the story about 2 black eyes for a month?
Well, the difference between you and me, Liam, is I can fly very fast, very far away.
Fair point.
I-
Oh, if you're gonna do that, do it, and I'll look at Liam and Champion. I'll go through the water. I'm not very quiet.
Cannonball! Splash.
I'm assuming I can slip into the water relatively quietly.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and light up my cigar. Not making that mistake twice.
you tried last time; it just didn't work.
So this is like the upper level of the docks, right?
Correct. That's the upper level of the docks.
As Minerva slips into the water, just to make sure she's not gonna have any anti-magic stuff either, too, right?
Or a straight
She's
razor, hopefully not.
the Xiphos would be it's worse than the straight razor.
It's much longer than straight razor.
Great. I'm liking this plan already.
Mm-hmm.
Champion, if you want to hug this wall, you don't have to go in the water.
That's a good idea. I will hug that wall.
Tree hugger.
And I'll walk up and around this
Follow
corner once everybody gets in position.
Well, yeah, I'm working my way up this way.
Cool. Karawasi, you come up there, and you attract the attention of the Amazonian woman. And she looks at you. She says, Karawasi, what are you doing out here tonight?
Unfortunately, I'm on an errand as well.
I whisper to Liam, she knows his name.
I wasn't aware of any other operations in this area tonight.
Not operations for the boss, my own personal operations.
I don't think you should have said that.
Out of professional respect, I will give you one opportunity to leave this area.
Understandable. Can I ask you one question?
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh. Natural one. You know, I'm gonna use a hero point. I use a hero point.
Fair.
No. There we go. I got a nice 17.
One question. In addition to the question you just asked me.
Fair enough. I'm currently trying to track down 3 missing monsters. A minotaur, a vampire, and an Asian fellow. I keep forgetting his name.
Yaguai.
Yaguai. Do you know if they're related to your operation?
That is beyond your clearance level to know.
Understand. I just don't want to get in the boss's way.
Well, you should know that it has something to do with Project Rebirth.
Understandable. Well, you've been out here for a little bit of time. Those Russians are always late, aren't they?
Not this late. No one has called me to let me know that anything is afoot with them.
Yeah, they keep talking about this mobile phone. It just never comes every year.
Could be Eleanor got rid of them.
Maybe. Unfortunately, I don't think your Russians are coming.
Do you know something I don't know, Karawasi?
Yes, I do. I was out on a run for the boss, and I collected some material. And unfortunately, we had to level some Russians on the way. That fish packing plant out by Little Moscow.
All right. That is unfortunate. I am going to have to find an alternative method of acquiring these vampires.
I'm very sorry. I was collecting supplies on the run.
Are you doing anything right now?
Not much else in this conversation. Overall, I'm still looking for these 3 missing people.
Well, why don't you and your friends come and help me find these vampires?
I mean, they're not my friends, but if you want our help, I'll be happy to give it. And I'll go ahead and say all clear.
Were we close enough to hear this conversation?
I would say so. She wasn't being quiet about it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous about our friend Kurosawa.
Yeah.
Whenever
I mean, I
you're
didn't lie.
whenever we'll pull
From
ourselves
what
up
we're
out of that
overhearing,
water.
it's sounding awful shady up there.
I've been so shady this whole time.
Yes.
Yes.
My job is to find those 3 people. Everything else is just in service to that. Pay my debt, go home.
So do you all come out from hiding?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're gonna have a mad Amazon, and I don't want to deal with that tonight.
Yep. I'm gonna come out with my hands up, actually.
Do I recognize her?
Give me an expertise, history or expertise monster check.
Yeah, I don't have either one of those, so we'll just go ahead and say no. I just was thinking with dealing with the Amazons for a couple of years.
Yeah, you haven't heard of this person or encountered this person.
Okay.
You think it's odd that she's dressed the way she is. You haven't seen an Amazon wearing battle armor and carrying a shield in a while.
Right.
Are all 4 of you involved in this monster extrication project?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're all looking for 3 monsters. You're looking for a Yao Guai, a Minotaur, and a vampire.
Only those 3.
I don't know how you have been made aware of our involvement in this project, but I'm afraid that I can't let you talk about this to anyone. She will draw her sword and move to attack.
Say, oh, hold on. Before you swing that sword, you will invoke the ire of Mr. Powers if you touch any of us here.
Ooh, please. Ooh, what do I roll a persuasion check, and I will give you a +5.
Persuasion check. I rolled a 4. I get a 20. You give me a 25 with the bonus.
She was just about to swing into Karawasi when you invoke the name of Mr. Powers. She steps back. And she looks at all of you. She says, well, that is an interesting wrinkle. Mr. Moon will hear about this, Karawasi.
I understand.
And then, if unprovoked, she will walk over to the truck and she will tap on the back and the truck will begin to roll out.
You got
Minerva will like sigh as she like shakes out the nerves.
Can I see what's in the truck? Or do I kind of have to?
As it rolls away.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna grab them plates, Liam.
I'm calling the cops.
I think that truck's stolen. Nat 20 for
Wow.
32.
It's been a good nat 20 night for everybody.
They've been coming at the right times, thankfully.
Yeah. So Liam, with a nat 20, you do just catch a glimpse into the back of the truck. It looks like one of those big army trucks that has like the canvas back on the back. The flap moves as the truck's moving. You see inside, there are about 10 cages, each outfitted with this black neck manacle. Necklace? I don't know. A neck locking mechanism. That appears to be made of some kind of black metal, and you can see there's a couple of large. The only thing I think of is cathode ray tubes, transistors.
Gotcha.
Big 1930s mad scientist light bulbs. That's the scientific name for those things.
They're so ahead of their time in the 1920s.
Right.
They're okay with it.
I know.
And no creatures inside the cages?
No creatures inside the cages.
They were doing the pickup.
I'll lean back around the corner. Oh, sorry, I should have. And she didn't have any of the creatures.
There is far, far too much going on in the city with everyone wanting monsters. Children of Adam want to kill us. Mr. Moon apparently wants things for some... I don't even know. This is turning into way more than I expected when we got asked to do this. But it doesn't sound like Jupiter Enterprises has Serena. It sounds like it's the Children of Adam.
Well, it definitely wasn't the Russians.
Oh, thank goodness for small favors.
But they did know where she was.
Well, now we know where she's going to be, too. If they're having that clam bake on Sunday, more than likely they're going to be doing something else than just chucking clams.
I think we need to stock up on iron.
Just in case Anson doesn't deliver the lich.
I mean, just in case they've got another one.
Oh, dear Lord, 2 of them in Titan City. That would be... yeah. We still have to check out the Minotaur's house and the Alguai's place if we can. We know where the Minotaur is, so... do we meet up in the morning and head there?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
If I peek in the window, is there anything inside this building?
No, this whole area seems to be just a rundown amusement park.
Oh, all right then. let's meet back up at Club Tartarus in the morning, and we'll head to the Minotaur's shop.
I'll see you
Yeah,
there.
you
if I'm
guys have
alive.
the Minotaur shop location and the pet shop's location from
Yes.
the Minotaur. So
Yep.
you guys go to either one of those locations if you want to.
All right.
Got it.
Well, we need to decide then which one do we want to go to first, or
So the pet shop was selling live animals. The butcher,
and selling black market animals to the
mhm.
vampires for sustenance.
I mean, I guess it depends on who we thought. Which one disappeared
Yeah,
first?
the pet shop was
actually?
selling live animals and the butcher shop was selling blood.
Right. I think the Minotaur was first, right, Alex?
Yep.
So
The Minotaur was taken first, yes.
all right. So clues would be scant unless no one's been in his shop for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
think if there's a back business to the pet shop, there might be potentially some kind of, back room or something that they wouldn't have quite combed over quite yet.
Well, we can head there first then. But we'll all meet back up at Club Tartarus.
What time?
Let's make it early. We don't have much time before Sunday. 8 a.m.
Yeah, you guys have a whole 24 hours before Sunday.
8 a.m. sounds good to me.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna go home and get some rest then.
Right. That's a good plan.
Perfect. I will go ahead and fast forward through the evening, unless anybody has anything that they wanted to touch on before that we headed over to the butcher shop.
I'd probably want to check on Eric and see what happened with the intervention, if there was an intervention.
Yes. So when you get back to Club Tartarus, you do see Eric has returned, and it looks like they shut down business early, and Eric and a couple of the Oni went out in response to your call. You see Eric is behind the bar. He's kind of cleaning a bunch of gore off of his axe. He looks up at you. He's like, "That was a glorious battle. You missed out."
Yeah, I missed out on that. But I didn't miss the lich fight.
You fought a lich.
I ran away from a lich.
Huh. Well, that was probably the smartest thing you could do. Those buggers are nasty when you have magic powers.
He opened Liam and Champion with nothing but a straight razor.
That sounds like a lich. You're crazy.
Well, it gets worse because he was a member of the Children of Adam.
What? Hypocrites.
Tell me about it. Another note. Those vampires that you went out and felled in your glorious battle, you didn't catch Eleanor in that, did you?
No, she managed to slip away in the melee.
Of course she did.
She's
Well, if
slippery,
you-
that one.
Well, if you hadn't gotten to them, and the Russians did, apparently they were supposed to go to Jupiter Enterprises.
What does Jupiter Enterprises want with monsters? Don't they just sell, like, cars and home appliances and things like that?
I don't know. The Amazon that was working for them said something about Project Rebirth. And only by invoking the boss's name did I manage to not get us all killed.
Ooh. You got to drop Mr. Powers' name on somebody?
Yeah.
I want to go on a field mission. I hate these behind the bar things.
You went on a field mission. You stopped a blood run.
No, I went to go fight a vampire. That's not a mission.
You got out of the
That was a
bar.
battle. A mission's different. I want something with like an investigation. Something that uses my brain, not just my body. You know.
Yeah,
More than
Yeah.
a piece of meat.
I can't promise the boss will give you something like that. I thought maybe. Well, I'm just glad you're okay, Eric.
I'm glad you're okay. Sounds like you're getting in over your head.
Yeah, I think that's been a running theme for this entire thing. Anyway, I gotta pour over some notes. Get ready for the morning. We're going back out.
You're a good lass.
Oh,
If
gotta.
you need a seltzer water, let me know. I can get one for you after I'm done cleaning Perun here.
Yeah, bring it up to my office when you're done. Thanks.
You got it.
Do I get any backlash at work, or do I just get to sleep through the night?
You just get to sleep through the night.
God, that's even scarier.
I was about to say.
Hey, at least I wake up, maybe. We'll see.
It's an elaborately planned death. You know.
I'm a minority in the 1920s. It doesn't even have to be more elaborate than a brick.
Oh, he threw a brick through my house and it fell on my head 15 times. I'm so clumsy.
Well, boys, it looks like it was a suicide.
Anyway. So, morning dawns, you guys head on down to Club Tartarus, and then you're off to the Wolfhart's Butcher Shop. Wolfhart's Butcher Shop is in Yorkbury, which is kind of a melting pot in Titan City with strong German, Balkan, and Jewish influences. Many immigrant families wind up here and bring a taste of their cultures along with them. The Butcher Shop is in the center of one of these neighborhoods and is the only business on the street. You see tenement apartments loom on either side of the small building, and many young children run through the street on this warm Saturday morning. The butcher shop has a steepled thatched roof and appears to be one of the original buildings to the city. A winking wolf marks the sign. Inside, you can see that someone has tossed the shop. The meat products have been removed long ago, but that hasn't stopped looters from smashing the display cases and vandalizing the interior. You see a symbol painted on the wall behind the register, a red apple with a bite taken out, green venom dripping from the wound. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna immediately light up my cigar and make sure that it's working.
It's working.
Okay.
Liam, you traumatized over there?
I mean, yeah, actually,
You've been hitting that harder than usual.
I'm. Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pat
Stare
him
off
on the
into
back
middle
and walk through the
distance.
door.
Yeah, let's take a look. See what we can see if there's anything left that we can uncover. I mean, that is kind of obvious.
Maybe too obvious.
I mean, could be our DMA friend on his off nights when he's not checking up on his monster wards.
I mean, between the screeching madman and the very, very branded logo, these guys don't do subtle.
No, they don't.
I mean, he handed us a flyer.
Yeah, that's because he thought we killed vampires and we were all human.
Yeah.
I mean, at least part of that was correct. 5/6.
5/6 if it was correct.
We did kill a vampire, indeed.
Anyway,
What would you guys like to do? You guys are here in the butcher shop.
look for clues.
Does the scene look staged? Like, does it look like intentionally tossed? Like to look? I don't know.
Why doesn't everybody give me an investigation check?
Okay,
Great plan.
I like it. I like it a lot.
9. Yep, it's a butcher shop, all right.
Champion is the world's most enthusiastic detective.
I rolled a 3 for a 13.
Got up.
I rolled a 12 for a 23.
Bunch of
25.
show-offs.
So I think Minerva's getting a little unnerved with all of this.
So Liam and Silvervolt, you guys sort of looking around the scene. Minerva, you're still a little shaken up by everything that's been going on in the last couple of days.
Mhm.
Champion, you think maybe you're still suffering from a little bit of blood loss.
I'm also
You need some
probably
electrolytes.
keeping more of an eye on Silvervolt than I am in investigating.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That dude's real shady.
Yeah.
But Silvervolt and Liam, you guys sort of looking around. Liam, you don't think that this was staged. You do think somebody came in here and intentionally tried to do as much damage as possible. But it doesn't seem like it had any intent behind it other than doing damage. It doesn't seem like somebody was trying to come in here and steal anything. You think that this is just a pure expression of hate and rage.
Got it.
Silvervolt, you're kind of looking around, and you do see there's a just off to the left. It looks like there's a secret door along the back wall.
I'm gonna go over to the back wall and say, "Hey, Minerva," and I'm just gonna see if it pops open.
Yeah, you're able to pop it open. Inside, you see there is a little. There's a side room, inside of which there is a round table that has 6 chairs around it. You do see there is a bar with a couple of bootleg bottles of liquor. There is a large number of playing cards, sort of various decks of playing cards, not a lot of just loose playing cards, but decks of playing cards. And you see there is a photograph on the wall behind the poker table.
6 monsters playing poker. One of them holding a set of extra cards with its tail down below.
I'm just happy
It
wasn't
is
Russian
5
roulette.
monsters playing poker. It's 5 monsters playing poker and Clay Massey playing poker.
Is the Minotaur in the
You
photo?
do see the Minotaur is in the photo. You do see a Yaogwai in the photo. You see an Oni from Club Tartarus, and a couple other. I'll let you guys decide what kind of monsters.
Okay, but not Serena.
Not Serena.
Okay.
Liam, you also notice at the far end of the butcher counter, the one thing that has not been touched in the looting and the vandalizing looks like a brand new meat grinder with the Jupiter Enterprises logo on the side of it.
Is it
Jupiter Enterprises again.
is it like completely untarnished? Like no stains or like does it look like it's been used at all, I guess?
Yeah, it looks like it hasn't been used yet. No meat stains, no blood stains, no rust. Very shiny, polished chromium.
I hey Volt.
Yeah.
You you know what that thing does?
Oh yeah,
I mean, I assume it's not just a meat grinder.
that's a Jupiter grinder, Mark 1240-2, brand new on the market, $140.
Wow.
We're expected to be spokespersons for our company.
You
no
nailed it.
matter
It is,
where
it
we
is
do.
really expensive.
Well, after last night, doesn't that seem a little bit suspicious to you?
It makes things line up. I mean, the company's taking monsters. There's a power struggle between vampires. And I think the children of Adam might just be caught in between because they're an easy people to frame. Or at least manipulate.
That's possible. So the two of the disappeared monsters are in the photograph, and then Clay.
Clay. Yep.
Okay. Well,
He just keeps popping up, doesn't he?
just to make sure, he doesn't also work for Juniper Enterprises, correct?
I haven't seen him around the office. Have I seen him
Yeah.
around the office?
Not as far as any of you guys know. You have not seen him around the office.
I'm gonna go check behind the little makeshift bar and see if there's anything back there.
Cool. Please give me an investigation check.
Investigation. That is another crit for 31 total.
Awesome. So investigating that little makeshift bar, you do see behind one of the bottles of booze, there is a small letter tucked. Looks like it's hidden back there.
I'll pull it out.
When you pull it out, it is a letter addressed to Serena from Vine and Wolfheart that says, I have information about Clay Massey. Do not trust him. He's not who you think he is. And that is where we will end this week's session.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, wow. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us tonight. It was very exciting episode. Sorry to all the people who almost died.
We got some heroic action out of it.
We got a lot of good heroic action out of it. You guys pulled through, and you guys did a lot of. You followed the first rule of role-playing games, which running away is an option.
So the first rule that most players forget about.
Right? And we will be back here again, same time next week. Same bad time, same bad channel for the continuation of The Lost and Forgotten. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you go pick up the Basic Heroes Handbook before Monday while it's still on sale. And that is all that I've got.